What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Now, today we're going to talk about the top 10 NBA shooting guards in the league right now. Now, if y'all heard the last episode, y'all heard about the point guard, so y'all understand how this is going to go. We're going to talk about the shooting guards today, small forwards the next day, power forwards and centers after that, right? So it's going to be different episodes, not the same one. Just to give you a heads up, all right? Also, to note, too, I'm trying to figure out if the shooting guards is the weakest position in the NBA right now, or is it the centers? I'm basing that question off the all-star nods, right? Like point guards have more shooting guards. We'll talk about it another time, but we're on shooting guards right now. So with that being said, we got to talk about the top 10. I do have some honorable mentions, all right? But this is not all talent-based. It's based on a little bit of production as well as talent. Okay, so keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. So you may have some gripes with my list. That's okay. I want to hear y'all thoughts. Let me know who y'all want to replace, who you feel like should not be in the top 10. But with that being said, let's go and kick it off with number 10. We got to go Nickeil Alexander Walker. All right. Look, buddy, about 6'5", 6'6". Give you about 20 a game. Is it the most efficient 20? No. But it's a solid 20 that any team, and I mean any team, could utilize. Like on this Hawks team, bro, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? He cool. And then defensively, we got to remember, Nickeil was actually one of the better defenders on the Wolves. Like when they had to go up against OKC, Nickeil was actually doing his thing against his cousin, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So when I'm thinking about Nickeil, yeah, he can play make a little bit. He can score a little bit. He can defend. And he got good height to him, good length. Feel like number 10 is good. Could I put some other players ahead of him? Potentially. But especially this particular season, yeah, I would like to see him be a little bit more efficient from the field. 3-point percentage, I think, was actually pretty good. Free throws, I'll work with. Again, the effort he gives on the defensive end, I like. But he's also seemed to step it up a little bit as a player, as a man, as a person. That cannot go unnoticed. So again, ladies and gentlemen, number 10, Nickeil Alexander Walker, I think he's earned that spot. And again, yes, I could put other players ahead of him if we're talking about talent. But I'm looking at talent and production. You got to give him some love. You got to. Now, number 9's a little tricky. Because as I'm looking at it, I kind of want to change my answer a little bit. And you know what? I think I might have just convinced myself to doing so too. Because for as I'm looking 6 through 9 is a little tricky. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do a switch on the fly. And I'm going to put number 9 as Keyonte George. Keyonte, do not be mad at me. All right. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? I just like you. It's a little new to see you right now. It's a little new to see you. Okay. I do like Keyonte George though. Now, they have him playing the point guard position at 6'4", 6'5". But I like Isaiah Collier a little bit better as a point guard on their team, even though they have him coming off the bench. But Keyonte can score. Oh, yeah, Keyonte can score a little bit now. And decent efficiency, too, might I add. Again, he's still a little young, so we got to factor that in. But also the playmaking and defense is not bad. I'm liking the confidence dating back to the last season that I saw in Keyonte. So again, ladies and gentlemen, confidence breeds a lot. Talent, if we want to talk about talent, there might be other talented players up here. But again, production, confidence, talent, I think Keyonte at number 9 makes sense. 20 point per game plus score, giving you about, 5, 6 assists maybe. That's not bad. And defensively, he not trash. He not trash at all. So again, number 9, I can't be too mad at that. Now going up to number 8, 8 and 7, I have a little bit of a gripe with. I'm not gonna try to readjust things too much. I'm just gonna put number 8 as Desmond Bane. That's right, Desmond Bane, number 8. Could we throw him a little bit higher? Potentially, especially when I'm looking at some of the players on my list. But we're gonna flow with me a little bit. Just flow with me a little bit, right? Desmond Bane, about 6'5". Some people have him listed as 6'6". His wingspan ain't the best. I'll give you that. If we want to talk about talent, okay, cool. He's not the most talented, but what he does do is provide tremendous efficiency on the offensive end. And it's not like the brother can't play defense too, by the way. He can make the ball when you need to. Like Desmond Bane is a true 2 guard. And I genuinely do like Desmond Bane. To the point that, respectfully, if you had him on my Lakers, oh, we cooking with fish grease. Same with Keyonte, same with Nickeil. Don't get it wrong. But Desmond as a professional, a little stocky, I like that. I do. And again, ladies and gentlemen, those intangibles, he's a good leader to me. All right? Like, he's a good leader. You got to remember, when John Morant went down on the Memphis Grizzlies, yeah, they had a decent team. Desmond Bane was viewed as the best player. Some people try to make the notion that Jaren Jackson Jr. was. No, it was actually Desmond Bane. Triple J was the defensive anchor, I'll give you. But Desmond Bane was that offensive leader. We just got to call a spade a spade. And if I'm being honest with you, I do believe I should put him ahead of number 7. But number 7 is just so daggone good, bro. Number 7 is so good. And I ain't going to act like it's biased, all right? But it's Trey Murphy third. You know what I'm saying? We do got the same name, Trey. We spell a little differently. Fun fact, too, he the third. I got to make sure Trey ain't his first name. Because if he's Trey the third, that's crazy. Because usually if you know somebody by the name of Trey, that means they the third. Just fun fact. But Trey Murphy, the boy can score. The boy can shoot. He can play on ball, off ball. And we talking about both offense and defense. You hear me? All right. At about 6'7", 6'8", the boy lanky. Get some solid rebounds. He's an elite level defender that can get a bucket. I ain't mad at that. And we talking about shooting guards. All right. That he can shoot and he can guard. And he can guard better than Desmond Bane and Keyonte and Nickeil Alexander Walker. Like, if my Lakers get Trey Murphy, okay, cool, I'm going to start believing my management again. Because respectfully, that man paired with any other player, like, imagine Cade having that at his disposal, not Duncan Robinson. Imagine Steph Curry having him. That might be the next Klay Thompson. Like, that's kind of crazy when you think about it, ladies and gentlemen. And again, as I'm thinking about it, it's hard for me to put him and Desmond so low. It really is. Like, they're both really good players. So I hope y'all boys are listening. Thank you for the support. But also, don't take this as slander. Please don't. Because I understand some of these players can interchange a little bit. But I got Trey Murphy at number 7. Y'all might be wondering then, who's at number 6? Since I got these boys, quote unquote, so low. Well, I got Norman Powell. Okay, Norman Powell at number 6. He's an all-star too, by the way, in case y'all didn't know that. So he got a little cachet to him, right? But Norman Powell's a bucket. That man is a bucket. And he's viewed as a role player, which is crazy, because he is. That's fine. That's fair. But he is a bucket. Now, the playmaking aspect, him and Trey not the best playmakers. I'll give you that. They cool. They're not the best playmakers. They're buckets. You understand me? They can play make. They pure buckets, though. And I think Trey's a little bit better off ball than Norman Powell is. But in terms of professional buckets, Norman Powell's one of them ones. Easily a 20-point per game scorer, and he's been that way for quite a few seasons now. Defensively, is he better than Trey Murphy? But I think right now, point in time, Norm's just a smidge better than Trey, just a smidge better than Keyonte, just a smidge better than Desmond. And again, if y'all switch those, I'm not going to have a gripe with you. I understand it. Holla at me next season, and I might switch it off. Norm Powell, because he got that all-star nod, that does help sway me a little bit, specifically this season. Do they have more talent, more potential, those other players? Yes. But again, production-wise, Norm Powell, he playing pretty well. I can't hold you. He is playing pretty well. On the Miami Heat, he's doing his thing. Last year on the Clippers, he was doing his thing. Hey, if you have a gripe with Norman Powell being this high, I don't think you watch basketball. And again, I'm not talking about in the league, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about amongst NBA shooting guards, number 6. Now, number 5. This one could be a little controversial. I'm talking about top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Top 5. I got to go Stephon Castle. And hear me out. Because on the Spurs, he playing the point guard position. But I really do look at him as a shooting guard, if I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Yes, you can put him in the point guard position, which, if I'm thinking about the point guards, But Stephon Castle at number 5. Top 5, like I said. I hear you if you have a gripe. But again, ladies and gentlemen, when you really think about this, Stephon Castle is one of the younger players on this list. He might have the most upside on this list, or one of the most upsides on this list. 6'7", 2-way elite player, or I should say two-way player. He's not quite elite offensively for me just yet. Defensively, yes. Like, he's guarded players like Cade, caused a little controversy, caused a little havoc for Cade. I think he's one of the few players that can guard almost anybody in the league, especially from a guard position. Like, anybody. And he's still young. Still trying to figure out a few of these things. Stephon Castle. You got to call a spade a spade. There's some times where he looks like he might be the best player on the Spurs. And that's including when Victor Wembanyama plays. Like, they're called Area 51 for a reason. That's because he's also viewed as a freak of nature. Defensively, he's stout. And offensively, the man can put the ball in the basket. Forget his averages right now. We've seen him throw up a 40-point triple-dub before. We've seen it. We've seen him catch bodies. We know what he can do. You might be able to say, all right, this is a little bit premature. I'll hear that. I genuinely will. Problem is, though, his Spurs number 2. And I can't put all of that on Victor Wembanyama. I got to look at, yeah, he has a decent squad. Don't get it wrong. He one of the better players on his team. So again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is it safe to say that Stephon Castle is top 5 shooting guards? I think it is. Now, again, if you view this as too high because you feel like it's too early, okay, cool. He's still got to be top 10. And then if you have him as a point guard, I hear that because that's the position that he does play. But keep in mind, on that Spurs team, De'Aaron Fox is really their point guard. So Stephon Castle really got to be their 2 guard. So again, because of that, and I genuinely view him as a 2 guard, I think top 5 is fair. Can Norman Powell maybe outscore him at times? Sure. Can Trey Murphy give him a run for his money defensively while at the same time spacing the floor out a little bit better? Sure. Keyonte and Desmond, can they do? Okay, maybe not on the defensive end, but offensively, maybe sure. Can Nickeil? Yeah, okay, on a game or two, maybe Nickeil can. But again, ladies and gentlemen, Stephon Castle consistently is one of them ones. And again, he's younger than everybody that I'm listening. And that's scary when you think about it. Now, number 4. Number 4, I've been calling him a little bit overrated. I don't think he's the guy to get you into that championship, right? But Buddy can play the hell out of some basketball. That's Donovan Mitchell. Now, he was an all-star this year. Stephon Castle, in fact, was not an all-star. Could have been, but was not. All right, cool. No gripes. Donovan Mitchell has been an all-star for quite some time. Has played all NBA caliber games. Only gripes I got with him is playoffs. Because he has not advanced to the conference finals, whether it's the East or the West. He has not. We've seen players like Tyrese Halliburton get to the conference finals, and people call him overrated. But at the same time, we talking about Tyrese is the leader of his team. He's the best player on his team. All right, cool. I need to see Donovan Mitchell get there. But that's like the main gripe I have about him. Because as an undersized 2 guard at 6'2", yeah, he's pretty spectacular. I ain't going to lie to you. He can put the ball in the basket. And he's at least given more effort on the defensive end over the last couple of seasons. No, before that, I used to say, no, he's not good at defense. He not. I'm still not going to act like he elite. I just say I won't say he's trash. He gives effort. Got a solid wingspan, good athleticism. I like him. I do. I just don't believe he's the star that's going to get you a championship, not as the 1 option. If he's your 2 option, oh, well, you cooking with some grease now. But Donovan Mitchell, number 4, I think that's quite fair. And respectfully, he's better than Stephon Castle offensively. He is. I'll give you that. To the point that defensively, yes, Stephon Castle is elite, but Donovan Mitchell, again, because of his effort, he right there. So I'm not gonna knock him too much. But again, Donovan Mitchell at number 4. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And I don't think he's going to go upwards any, by the way. I think he's going to stay at 4 and start to decrease. Because he's about 29, 30 as well, too. So them shorter guards, got to pay attention to. Because as time ages on, it don't really sit too well for them. Just saying. Just saying. Now, number 3, Devin Booker. He was also an all-star, ladies and gentlemen. About 6'5". Good guard, come from decent stock. Like, he got a good head on his shoulders. I really do like D-Book. From a professional, both him and Donovan Mitchell are good professionals. They're both good scorers. Problem is, D-Book gives a little bit more effort on defense, and I think he's a better defender than Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has better athleticism. Devin Booker isn't a slouch on the athletic tip, though, by the way. Playmaking-wise, I got to lean D-Book. If we talking about scoring, hell, they both have scored 70 points in a game. So it could be a tie. It really could. But as a shooter, I lean D-Book personally. As a scorer, you can say it's a wash. Playmaker, I say D-Book. Defense, I say D-Book. D-Book's the taller player. I like D-Book. Now, if you want to put Donovan ahead of D-Book, I can understand that world. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I put Donovan below D-Book. And I think D-Book has been the better shooting guard for quite some time, too. Shot looks better. They both good, skilled players. I got to look and see which one's actually more efficient. I would lean D-Book. I really would. And when I look at D-Book scoring, too, by the way, Donovan sometimes be dropping the ball. D-Book don't. He's more consistent than Donovan in my eyes. I ain't watch every game, but again, Donovan dropped the ball sometimes. D-Book don't as much. D-Book's also been to the finals. Yes, you can say Chris Paul was there. Got you. Hear you. I hear you. How many excuses are we going to give Donovan? Because he's had good teams, just like D-Book has. And D-Book went to the finals in the West. Donovan can't even get to the final. He lost to Paul George. Come on now. Come on now. I'm just saying, Paul George cool. Don't get it wrong. But we hear the pandemic P notions, right? You should be able to get over that hump. Devin Booker was able to get to the finals. Just saying, lost in the finals, but still got to the finals. So I got to put D-Book there just a little bit more in terms of who's the better guard. Because again, I think as a shooter, as a scorer, shooter, D-Book, scorer, wash, guard, D-Book. But that's just me. If y'all have gripes, let me know. Now, number 2 and number 1 is a little tricky. Because sometimes I view my current number 2 is number 1. And sometimes I feel like my number 1 could be number 1 or number 2. Like it really depends on the moment. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking about switching my picks right now, point in time. But number 2 currently for me is Jaylen Brown, All-Star, right? MVP nods right now, like he's in the MVP consideration. And number 1 is Anthony Edwards. Sometimes I want to switch though. Jaylen Brown, 6'6", shooting guard, fairly strong, fairly athletic. One of the better two-way players in the game. We can say the same thing about Anthony Edwards, except he's just 6'4". That's it. But he's more athletic than Jaylen Brown, if I'm being honest. And Jaylen Brown's just an older player, so he's a little bit more professional. But Ant right there. Ant is right there. Marketability favors Ant. Like, we know these things, okay, ladies and gentlemen? I give Ant the nod because sometimes I feel like he got a little bit more dog in him. But that's not a knock on JB. JB has a lot of dog in him himself. And that's why I'm hesitant in putting Jaylen Brown at number 2. And with Jaylen Brown being a one option, Anthony Edwards being a one option, I just got to think a little bit more on this because I can flip-flop between these two on any given day, respectfully. I like both Jaylen Brown. I like both and Anthony Edwards. They both have shown they can lead their teams. Jaylen Brown's playing without Jason Tatum. Anthony Edwards has beaten my Lakers. And that was without Julius Randle really playing up to the potential that Julius Randle normally plays. Like, both of them boys are pretty spectacular. Who's number 1? I'm not going to be mad if y'all say Jaylen Brown because, again, I really want to put Jaylen Brown at number 1. It's just a little bit of bias on this one in terms of Ant being higher than JB. But again, ladies and gentlemen, both are 20-point-per-game scorers. Both can make pretty well. And both can lock down at any given moment. Solid rebounders, good athleticism. They're cut from the same cloth. Like, I don't know what's needed to really make me say one over the other. Because even in this very season, it's like statistically, Jaylen Brown is outperforming Anthony Edwards. Talent-wise, Ant-Man got it. Production-wise, they both right there. So I don't know. I'm still confused. You could say it's biased. All right, I hear it. When I look at these two players, though, Ant does sometimes view as the better player, especially in the All-Star game, right? Like, he seemed to have wanted it a little bit more than JB did. Just a little bit. So maybe that's the reason why I'm putting him ahead of JB. Although, again, JB has done a lot. Finals MVP, potential MVP this season. Ant can do that as well, too, especially later on in his career. I'm just saying, there's a world where Jaylen Brown can be the best shooting guard in the game. And there's a world where Anthony Edwards can be the best shooting guard in the game. But ladies and gentlemen, I am curious what y'all think about the top 10 listing thus far. Like, did I miss some people out? Because I do have a couple honorable mentions. Like, we got Kevin Porter Jr., we got Peyton Pritchard, we got Dyson Daniels, we got Josh Hart, we got BJ Edgecombe, we got Con Knuppel, we got Jalen Green, Austin Reeves, Zach LaVine, Shaden Sharp, Benedict Mathurin, RJ Barrett, Dante DiVincenzo, Lou Dort, Quentin Grimes, Jordan Poole, Duncan Robinson. We have a bunch of shooting guards we can list in here. Maybe not Duncan, no disrespect. But we have a bunch of shooting guards that we can mention in here. Like, as a Laker fan, I know people are probably talking about, well, why you ain't putting Austin Reeves? Peep the trend. Okay, like everybody on this list that I gave are much better defenders than Austin Reeves, and they can score and play make just as well, if not better. Like that top 10 for me is pretty solid. But I'm curious what you all think, who should be the top 10 shooting guards in the NBA today. And by the way, these guys aren't all doing this on free throw attempts too. Like Austin Reeves got to lead the league in free throw attempts. He's third, I think, actually, or was third. That's pretty high. I think Keyonte George was like top 10 as well, too, which is kind of surprising. But still, his don't seem like they're given by the refs. But that's just me, though. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very curious what y'all listing is for top 10 shooting guards in the NBA. But make sure y'all comment and let me know. But as that does conclude the end of the episode. Small forwards will be next, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with me. But please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone who's anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. I hope you are all having a good one. Take care.